You think saying sorry makes you look polite and humble, but psychology says it actually does the opposite. It makes you look unconfident, weak, and even untrustworthy. Chronic apologizing isn't a manners issue. It is often a trauma response disguised as kindness. Today, we are decoding the 5 hidden reasons why you apologize for simply existing.
I'm sorry.
Most of us were taught
Sorry.
that saying sorry is polite. But what happens when sorry becomes our default punctuation? I used to apologize for everything, being late, asking a question, even when someone else bumped into me. It felt like humility, but it was really insecurity wearing a mask. Psychologists say habitual apologies can chip away at your confidence and make others see you as uncertain. But where does this reflex come from? Today we'll uncover 5 surprising traits that drive chronic apologizers, from people-pleasing to trauma. You might recognize yourself or someone you love, and the last one might make you gasp. Stick with me because this ride gets personal. The first hidden trait behind endless apologies is people-pleasing. If you grew up believing harmony matters more than honesty, you're likely to say sorry just to keep the peace. Social anxiety magnifies this. You fear someone will think you're rude, needy, or weak. An apology feels like a magic eraser, a way to preempt conflict or look considerate. Yet each sorry tells your own brain that you're a burden. Over time, this constant self-correction chips away at your sense of worth, so you shrink your voice to avoid offending anyone. Sound familiar? Our next trait reveals why your standards may be impossible to meet. It's not just you. This reflex is learned and reinforced from childhood interactions. Keep listening now. Trait number 2 is perfectionism, the voice that whispers you should never inconvenience anyone. You hold yourself to impossible standards and apologize when you inevitably fall short. Sometimes you even take responsibility for mistakes that aren't yours. This stems from a need to feel in control, and apologizing feels like a way to manage how others see you. Yet living at this standard is exhausting. False guilt creeps in, feeling guilty for factors outside your control. You say sorry for rain, for someone else's feelings, for simply existing. By trying to be perfect, you teach yourself that any imperfection demands an apology. Maybe the most loving thing is to let yourself breathe. We'll explore more. Hidden trait 3 is low self-esteem. Deep down, you may believe you don't deserve the space you occupy. Each unnecessary apology is an attempt to shrink yourself so you don't inconvenience anyone. Over time, your brain starts to believe that your very existence is a burden. Over-apologizing can spiral into feeling sorry all the time. If you were taught to be small, you might apologize before you even speak. This mindset is reinforced by unsupportive environments where your needs were minimized. The more you say sorry, the more your self-worth erodes. What if, instead of apologizing, you practice saying thank you? There's more to uncover in our 4th trait. You'll see how past wounds shape your words. Stay with me. Trait 4 is rooted in childhood trauma. For some kids, apologizing became a survival strategy. If a parent blamed them for things outside their control or lashed out unpredictably, saying sorry was the quickest way to diffuse the situation. Over time, that coping mechanism becomes an unconscious reflex. You may be apologizing today not because you did something wrong, but because your younger self learned it was safer to disarm attackers with meekness. This pattern can follow you into adult friendships and workplaces, where people take advantage of your willingness to take the blame. Breaking this cycle starts with recognizing that you're operating from an old script you didn't write. Healing means rewriting your story with compassion. Trust yourself again. Our 5th trait is cultural conditioning. In some families and societies, especially those steeped in patriarchal norms, girls are taught to soften their presence with apologies. Studies have found that women apologize more than men because they perceive more of their actions as offensive, even when actual offenses are similar. Over-apologizing is also framed as politeness, a way to gain cooperation or avoid seeming demanding. People from minority backgrounds may apologize to preempt bias or hostility. When your identity intersects with expectations about being agreeable, sorry becomes a shield. Recognizing the cultural roots of this reflex helps you choose more direct language. Ready to break the habit? Let's talk solutions. These insights will empower you to speak up. No more. Here's how you can break the habit. Start by tracking when and why you say sorry. Jot down patterns. Is it around authority figures? With friends? Notice the fear behind your words. Then swap sorry for phrases like excuse me, thanks for waiting, or unfortunately, I can't. Practice self-compassion by speaking to yourself as kindly as you would to a loved one. Set boundaries and learn to say no without guilt. Challenge negative thoughts by reframing mistakes as learning moments. Finally, build mindfulness through breathing, meditation, or journaling to recognize apologies before they spill out. One small change can transform your confidence. Remember, you're allowed to take up space and replace sorry with genuine gratitude. Others will adjust. You've learned that over-apologizing isn't a quirky personality trait. It's a survival strategy born of people-pleasing, perfectionism, wounded self-esteem, trauma, and cultural conditioning. Each unnecessary sorry may have protected you at one point, but now it can steal your voice and confidence. The good news is you can unlearn it. Start by noticing which trait hit home most for you. Maybe you saw yourself in the perfectionist who apologizes for the weather, or the child who learned to say sorry to avoid conflict. Maybe you recognized how society teaches women and marginalized people to soften their requests. Awareness gives you power. By replacing sorry with clear language, kindness, and gratitude, you invite respect. And by tracing your apologies back to their roots, you can heal the wounds that created them. As you practice, you'll discover that people respond positively when you speak up without shrinking. Did one of these traits surprise you? Share your story in the comments and let's support each other. Remember to subscribe so you don't miss our next deep dive into boundaries and self-worth. You deserve to take up space without apology, and I'm cheering you on. Stay tuned for our next talk.